Hi friends, and welcome back to Teachers Learning Lounge with Jody. I would like to start our time together today by asking you to think back to the best class that you were ever a part of. Maybe you were the student and maybe you were the teacher. What made it memorable for you? Was it the lesson plan? Was it the unit pacing guide? Was it your textbook? Probably not. I think that if you really focus on the why, you would come up with this response. It was the feeling in the classroom. It was the energy. It was the trust. It was the connection that you felt. And that is what we call classroom culture. It shapes learning far more than the curriculum actually ever could. In this video today, we are going to talk about how to create a classroom climate where both the student and the teacher thrives. One built on belonging, one built on consistency and hope. Because when the climate is right, learning takes root naturally. So let's start here. Curriculum is what you teach. Climate is how it feels to be in your classroom while you teach curriculum. So the truth is, even the most beautiful, vetted curriculum will fall flat in a classroom when students feel unsafe, they feel disconnected, and when the feeling in the classroom is tense. On the other hand, a simple lesson can come alive when students feel known, they feel seen, they feel supported, and they feel actually loved. Research consistently shows that a positive classroom climate boosts motivation, it reduces behavior issues, and it increases achievement, especially for students who have felt marginalized in the past. Students don't remember units. They remember how they felt while they were learning. And that is the power of classroom climate. So step one, we are going to build belonging first. The foundation for every great classroom climate is belonging. Students need to feel that you know who they are. You need to know their language, like what they speak, not every language, background, identity, quirks, that all of those things have a place in your classroom. You can't fake belonging. It's built in moments through your words and your interactions, your tone, and the consistent way that these things surface as you teach and interact with students. So try this. First, make sure you greet every student by name every day. Celebrate effort as much as outcome. I think that one's very important. Celebrate effort as much as outcome. Share pieces of your own story that show that vulnerability is safe in your classroom. Be careful on this. Don't overshare as a teacher. It's not telling these drawn out stories from your past, but it's little things like, oh, I remember being really nervous to talk in front of people when I was your age. I made myself do it, and it's still hard, but I'm still doing it. Use inclusive visuals, examples, and content that reflect your students' world. Belonging doesn't mean that everybody is best friends. It means that everybody knows that everybody matters in your classroom. A student who feels like they belong will end up taking risks. A student who feels invisible will protect themselves by disengaging. So before you teach content, teach belonging. Number two, set consistent expectations. The next layer of strong classroom climates is consistency. Students, especially those who have experienced instability, thrive when they can predict what will happen in your classroom. Consistency isn't about being rigid, it's about being reliable. Your tone, your follow-through, your routines, these small things that you do, compounded, build emotional safety. So I would like you to ask yourself a few things during the day. Do students know what to expect when they walk into my classroom? Do I respond to mistakes with clarity, not shame? Do my routines reduce anxiety, or do they produce it? When students can trust the structure, they can relax and they focus on learning. So remember, it's not about control. It's about creating calm. Step 3, model the classroom climate that you want. Okay, friends, here's the truth. The emotional temperature of your classroom often mirrors you. If you are anxious, your students are going to feel it. If you're calm, they are also going to settle into that same calm. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be aware. So try this quick self-check. When things get stressful, what do I model? Do I model control or curiosity? When I correct a behavior, do I protect dignity or power? Do my students see me recover from frustration in healthy ways? Students learn emotional regulation from what we model more than what we say. So the climate starts with us. It starts with you. So take a deep breath, reset when needed. Let students see you as somebody who is learning and growing, a human who forgives, a human who keeps trying. Step 4, I want to invite you to cultivate joy and cultivate growth in your classroom. Once belonging, structure, and modeling are in place, you get to add the best part, and that is joy. Joy isn't fluff, joy is fuel. When students laugh, when they collaborate, when they feel emotionally safe, their brains just open up to deeper learning experiences. So joy ends up building intentionality. So build joy intentionally. Here are some ways you can do that. First, play quick connection games or create some short little brain breaks that create connection to build that climate of your classroom. Celebrate student wins. Let students showcase their talents and their interests. And last, reflect on progress together. Remember how hard this was a month ago? And look at what you're able to do now. I loved to start every day that I taught by telling the students, by the end of class, you're going to be able to da-da-da-da-da. And then as I closed class every day, I would go back to what I had wanted them to learn and to be able to say, I said today at the beginning, by the end of class, you're going to be able to this, this, and that. Now, you show me that you can do that. And there was joy in being able to have that confidence to say, I learned what my teacher wanted me to learn today. And the student gets to own the learning for themselves. Joy reminds students that learning is something to look forward to. Learning is not something to endure. So when students associate your classroom with hope, they show up differently. They show up more open and curious, and they're willing to try new things. So look, your curriculum matters. It gives direction, it gives rigor, it gives structure. But your climate determines whether that curriculum is going to take root. A strong climate turns I have to into I want to. So the truth, you could have the best lesson plan in the world, but if your classroom climate is cold, no one is learning. But if the climate is warm and rich, even an imperfect lesson becomes an opportunity for connection. So as you plan your next week, what you're going to be teaching, I want you to ask yourself this one question. What will it feel like to be in my classroom tomorrow? Because when you focus on how it feels, the belonging, the safety, and the joy, the learning naturally is going to follow. You don't have to be perfect to create an amazing climate. You just have to be intentional. So thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. And if this video encouraged you, would you please hit like and hit subscribe? And maybe you could even share it with a teacher who needs a reminder that they are the climate that changes everything. Keep showing up, keep leading with the heart, and I'll see you in the next one.